Welcome to this case study. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to create and run profitable Facebook ads in 2025 and beyond. And I'll be using a case study of a new campaign that I just launched about 10 days ago. And over the last 10 days, I've been able to generate over $30,000, actually way more than that, with just $3,042 in ad spend in the last 10 days. So I know we've been talking about Facebook ads a lot over social media, and a lot of people can't seem to figure out how big knowing how to do Facebook ads or media buying as a whole is. And when I talk about media buying, I mean Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, and a host of knowing how to generate traffic, because you need to understand that traffic is the lifeblood of every business. If you can bring any business in the world clients, you would always be able to get them to pay you. And that's why you will see that globally sales jobs are always a lot more easier, because you're bringing them customers. You're only getting paid when you bring customers for them. So if you can master this skill in 2025 and that's all you do, I can promise you for a fact, you would never be poor. Like, you would never have to hustle or worry for money, because you'd be able to either make money for yourself or help other people make money at all times, and you continually get paid at all times. So let's run through some of the results I've gotten with this simple test campaign that I want to run you through. So look at it. I put up this post on social media. So this is the campaign I've been running. I've been running it for the past 10 days. And over the last 10 days, I've spent about 2,965.44 on Facebook, right? And then this is the amount of leads I've gathered, about 342,000 impressions. And at the end of the day, you can see the amount of leads I've been able to gather, cost per lead, and a host of other things. But if you're new to Facebook ads, all of this might sound like a bit of jargon. So let's see what exactly this result and all of this thing actually translates to on a spreadsheet. So if you come to this spreadsheet, right, you can see all I've spent over the last 10 days is actually a total of 3,042.43. That is, I've been able to generate 3,533 leads, make 150 sales. The conversion rate is about 4.25%, and the total revenue generated is about $37,500. And the total profit is 34,457. Actually, it's a bit less than that, because we've gotten a bit of refund. And let's say 33,000, right? So that's what the numbers has been like over the last 10 days. But why is this 3,042 different from the 2009-65 year, right? I'm going to clarify. So you can see on the 24th, I did a test for YouTube ads with $50, and I made one sale with it. And then on the 25th, I also did the same, but I decided to stop the YouTube ads because the size of the video wasn't kind of fitting in. So I want to get the creatives done all over again. So if you're new to this, don't worry, we'll just take it one step at a time. So let's look at those things, those components that actually are crucial to you creating and running a profitable Facebook ads in 2025. So I won't be going to the ad account in particular, because I don't want to reveal the identity of the client, and I also don't want to reveal the product being sold. So I'm just going to make this as vague as possible without leaving any hint or trace. But you'll be able to learn a lot of things at the end of the day, right? So the first thing is, whenever you decide to start out any campaign, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Google, wherever it is, your offer is critical, right? If you don't have a solid offer that you're selling, you most likely wouldn't make a lot of money from it. So your offer is critical to the success of every campaign that you set out to do. And this means that you need to infuse some elements of urgency, scarcity, and as much as possible, make your offer time bound. Of course, a very critical part of your offer as well is the pricing, because if you don't get the pricing right, that means for the most part, people won't be able to either afford it, or they'll feel it's too cheap and they don't want to spend money on something like that. Maybe they feel it won't be of great quality, right? So you want the pricing to be somewhere in between. So you can see, if you go back, the pricing of the product is about $250, right? And then if you run down a bit, the next thing after you figure out the great offer, right, is having amazing and fantastic creatives, right? Now, your creatives are so critical to your campaign. I would have shown you the creatives that I use, but I won't be able to do that because that would reveal certain things I don't want you to see. So your creatives are a critical part of every campaign that you set out to do, and you need to guard it with all your heart. Because if you don't get it right, your campaign is screwed. And I know we have different types of creatives that we can use when it comes to running ads, which are like static images, videos, and the likes. But personally, I like to use videos. And for this campaign, I had about 20 creatives ready for my first test. And all of those 20 were actually videos. So well edited, well done videos that I had installed and I wanted to get going with. And once I was done with my creatives, the next important thing was my budget. Because a very big mistake a lot of people make when it comes to setting out or starting out test campaigns is they don't test it with enough money. So with this, if you start with too much money, you might screw out the campaign. If you start with too little money as well, the campaign wouldn't go as well as well. So it's important that your budget is a perfect fit. And if you don't have a decent budget to start with, like, you won't be able to test properly. So pretty much I always recommend at least you have about $50 for each ad campaign that you set out. So for this particular one, I started out the campaign, like the ads whole thing, with two campaigns. So the two campaigns, I put in $50 for each campaign. So that makes my first test budget a total of $100. Now, once I was able to do that, I had under each ad set, I know that sounds a bit more complicated. Under each ad set, I had five creatives, that is five ads. So five ads, one ad set under each campaign. So I add that in two places. That means I was testing a total of 10 creatives under two different ad sets with $50 budgets each. So that brought us to about $100 for our test campaign start. So if you go back to this place, so you will see the first day we spent 101, the second day we spent 100, and the third day we spent 102. So the first 3 days, I kind of observed what exactly were those things that were critical in the whole grand scheme of things. I mean, in terms of trying to see where the budget should go before trying to scale the whole thing, right? And then once you have your budget all set up, the next important thing is you want to identify who your ideal customer is. Actually, this should have come earlier, but I'm just saying this in the context of setting up your ad, right? Now, once you are putting together your whole customer profile, or what we call the customer avatar, you want to be sure who exactly are these people. So for this product that I'm trying to sell, I understood that a lot of the people that were trying to, or that were going to buy, were majorly people in the UK and also some people in North America. But it didn't make sense to start out the campaign with UK, Canada, US. It was going to get a bit overwhelming. So I just chose the UK for a start. And if you look here, you'd see the people that I chose. So you see the cities that I went for. So I went for Birmingham, Liverpool, London, Manchester, Glasgow. I went for decently sized cities. And very, very critical is the estimated audience size. So you want the audience size you're going for, at least for a start, to be a bit broad. So I always recommend, if you're starting out, you start out with Advantage Plus, but you kind of give it the location and the age you want it to play around so that it doesn't just get scattered all over the place. So you can see I have an audience size of about 14 to 16.5 million when I started out this campaign. So that's quite a decent size. So before I exhaust that, it's going to take a bit of time. So, and once you're able to figure out where those people are, the next thing is you want to now target. So if you see all of this targeting and where the ads went. So for a total of 638 spent on this particular campaign, you can see 557 was spent in England, 39 was spent in Dublin, 33 was spent in Scotland, and you can see the rest. They barely had anything because I didn't send my campaign there. But one of the things Advantage Plus will do is it would go above and beyond and just take your campaign to places that you did not send it to see whether people would be interested in taking them. So you would see this like the thing. And then the next thing after you figure out the location of those people that you're trying to sell to is their age. So if you don't get the age right, you would also be screwed. So for this particular campaign, I kind of opened up the age a bit, which is to like from 25 above, because yeah, I Advantage Plus went above and beyond and still got in some 18 to 24 people, but I really wanted to start from 25. So if you see, the most people that have gotten on this campaign and became leads and customers were majorly people in their 35 to 44, like between 35 and 44. And then I have some 25 to 34, which is yeah, and then I have some 45 to 54. But 65 plus, 55 to 64, 18 to 24, that range is quite low. So now that the campaign has reached some sort of maturity, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the age range I'm targeting fully to 25 to 54. Also, all of this remaining three, they are not so important in the grand scheme of things when it comes to like the way I want to scale the campaign. So I just focus on these age groups because majorly these people can also be able to afford what I'm selling, and beyond being able to afford, they can actually execute and get results from the product being sold because it's not just about selling. Will this product be useful for these people? So, majorly for 65 plus people, the product will be useful for them, right? As much. And even for people between maybe 18 to 24, they might also struggle because they are most likely still in school and all of those things. So, those are things that you also put into consideration when you're doing your whole setup, right? And then you want to know male or female, right? So for this campaign, it's a bit balanced out. So you can see $350 spent like on female and then 283 spent on male. So pretty much we had a decent number of people across both genders that were interested in this particular campaign. And once we get all of the setup done, of course, you put in your creatives, you have like great write ups and all of those things. Another critical thing is your tracking and conversion. And this comes from your website, right? So you want to ensure that your website is optimized. That is, it's loading really fast. You can track the pages there. What's like the rate of the click-through rate, right? People moving from one part of the site to the other part that you want them to be, and all of those other things. So the tracking and conversion is very, very critical to the success of the campaign because you would constantly need to use whatever data you're getting to improve on the overall ad sets that like you're putting together. So I'm not, like I said, I don't want to review certain details about the campaign itself. So I kind of did a screen grab of like the tracking so you can see some of the things that I have seen from the tracking. So let me play this video. So if you look at this video now, right, you can see the first campaign has generated 892 leads, but has brought in, let me take it from the beginning, 892 leads, but has brought in a total of 45 sales. So that means this campaign is going well, right? And then if you look at the other one, 807, okay, 852 leads, now we have 28 sales. So that means I should push that further. Then the next one, 367 leads, six purchases, quite low. 261, 7 purchases, quite decent. 515, 15 purchases, that's quite decent, right? 439 leads, 17 purchases, that's insane. And 342 leads, 17 purchases, that's insane. So out of all those campaigns, pretty much just one is like the one that is really, really struggling. So that's like the whole overview of how this thing works. And you know, I've been running ads majorly for like a lot of years, and one of the things you'd see, this is one of my ad campaigns that I'm currently running. This one is particularly in Nigeria, and this month we spent about 5 million, and you can see the cost per lead. Go to the one in the case study here. You can see that the cost per lead is around 0.91, 1.67, 0.81, 0.67. So one thing I also didn't mention is the fact that I've been able to expand this campaign out of the UK now and now testing to the US, Canada, Australia, and the like. So those are things that you want to put into consideration when you're putting together this whole mix, right? So that's quite critical. So that's all about this case study. I know setting up a profitable Facebook ad campaign can be a bit difficult, but if you're looking to get started with learning how to run Facebook ads, I have like a coaching that I'm putting together this year. It's kind of going to be like a one-on-one or like a group coaching. So the price is going to be from $1,000 upward. So it's going to be like a 2 months long coaching where we're looking through everything you're doing. I will show you how to run Facebook ads, and you can do it yourself, and you can start getting clients. You can use it to get clients for your business. You can start using the skill to also like work with businesses, and you get paid some extra money, couple $1,000s a month, just running Facebook ads, right? So if this is something that interests you, I want you to just shoot me a DM either on Instagram at Tamilore Adewuyi, or on Facebook, or on Twitter at Tamilore Adewuyi. And or if you are watching this video on YouTube, I'll just put a link below and you can maybe just book a call with me and we can get to talk about your progress. All right, see you. Bye.